Can you recognize who this is? Well, that's not me. Hi everybody, this is Aishwarya Chodankar, a grade 10 student at Podar School, Mumbai. It's great to be able to talk to you finally. Books and emails are fine, but nothing beats face to face. All the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players. That was written by William Shakespeare about 400 years back. But I always wondered why Shakespeare didn't tell us what kind of players we are supposed to be. Today, the world is a home to all kinds of people, some of who are honest and play their game of life with honesty, love, integrity, and affection towards God's lovely creations. Whereas, on the other hand, there are some of them who delve their lives in hatred, anger, jealousy, and complicated assumptions. I never understood why. Well, now you would say that emotions are subjective, which is true to some extent because all of us go through various emotions at some point or the other in our lives. But what about the nature of a person? What about the way we choose to respond to unforeseen circumstances? That's up to us. I'm pretty sure that our decisions in such situations can be controlled. Now you must be wondering, why am I talking about actions, reactions and emotions? That's because today I want to tell you how closely they are related. When I was a kid, I used to believe in tooth fairies. I used to believe that if I did the right thing and I helped others, she would come and grant me my wishes. It was a different thing that my wishes then were only chocolate ice cream and donuts. But now that I've grown up, I've started realizing that people don't actually believe in the ideas they once grew up with. So, what happened to all those moral stories and folk tales our grandparents and parents once told us when we were kids? Does it matter if we behave in a certain way? Does it make a difference? Well, I'm pretty sure those stories have gone missing now. So, how many of us have cheated in an examination? No, now you don't really have to admit it here, but just think for yourself, how far was it really advantageous to you? Let's have a look at this. Today, you cheat. Tomorrow, you pass. The day after tomorrow, you're acknowledged. But days after tomorrow, you're not able to apply. And then you fail, which is disheartening, and start complaining. And ultimately, you're sad. But all this wasn't required if only we could have been honest with ourselves and done the right thing. Lost. Who? Cheating? No, that still exists. It's our values that have been lost. Cheating is easy. Try something more challenging like being faithful. Abraham Lincoln, in his son's school's headmaster's letter, said that teach him that it is far more honorable to fail than to cheat. Teach him to never compromise his beliefs for the world. Teach him to have sublime faith in himself, and that is how he will have sublime faith in mankind. When I read this letter, I realized that sacrificing your ethics to stand up in the selfish world isn't right. It's not fair to yourself, nor to the others who think about others than themselves. Being selfish or thinking about yourself is not bad, but it becomes worse when you think only and only about yourself. One day, Akbar was so infuriated at Birbal and his court that he slapped him. And since Birbal couldn't slap Akbar back, he slapped another minister standing next to him. and the minister slapped another person. This soon continued and became a popular game in the village. And then in the night one day, Akbar's wife slapped him and said, "Hi, game complete." You know, what goes around does come back. So don't try to do anything that would harm you. The entire concept of humanity is based on what Einstein has proudly quoted, that only a life lived for others is a life lived worthwhile, which is why we are humans, we are a family, we are a community. Then how on earth do our selfish needs and demands feed actions that actually harm others? There are certain ways in which things are done and they should be done in those particular ways. Now, I'm not imposing myself on anyone, but just think for yourself. I believe in it. I believe that the karmic cycle does work. And believe me when I say that, because I've experienced it myself. If we do good things, then the good things will come back to us, and the same goes for the bad. Somewhat like a domino effect. I mean, come on people, when stuff doesn't work out for you the way you want it to, you start complaining. But what I fail to understand is that why don't people realize that they are the cause and the target of their own circumstances? Now I know that no one's life is perfect, but we have to be responsible for ourselves. How can we blame others for our situation? You must have heard of the saying, as you sow, so shall you reap. So if you sow the seeds of love, that's the kind of sweet fruit you'll enjoy. Whereas if intentionally or unintentionally we tend to do the wrong things, that's what you'll get back. You know what has been common in the lives of great people? And by great, I don't mean famous. Is that they've all done selfless deeds, not selfish. Ultimately, what is the problem? We just have to be careful and not let our desires lure us into taking the wrong path. People, don't make the same mistakes again and again. And even if you do, try correcting them, because today or tomorrow you will have to pay. And when the punishment time comes, don't cry, because that's what you'll deserve then. I want to leave you with a famous quote in Gujarati which says that if you're happy, know that you've done the good and right things. And if you're not, it's high time that you start doing them. Goodbye, I'm signing off here, but do think about it. Do think about it, be happy, be good. Thank you.